to Typecast Heroes, where we believe typology can save the world. I'm Amanda Fogelson.
And I'm Jessie Miller, and today we are going to be continuing our series on the cognitive functions as they present in each of the positions in your cognitive stack. Now, some individuals have said that every type is different and they can't possibly all have the same positions in your stack, and that is accurate. However, Carl Jung mentioned an ideal average, and so that is what we are going to be discussing today, is the average of how a person who's on a typical type development trajectory, how they would present, and the behaviors that you can associate with it. And today, that is introverted thinking in the hero position.
As we say in every video, anyone can be anything. And while we absolutely agree with that, what we're trying to focus on here is the consistencies that we see across the board with TI Hero. So yes, while you can be anything and you can do anything and we will cheer you on and support you the whole time, what we're really focusing on are the behaviors, but more importantly, the motivation behind the behaviors. So we're going to give examples, and we're really going to try to make this relatable and easy to grasp and to kind of place yourself in these positions so you can really see yourself with TI Hero. But again, the main thing that we need you guys to focus on is the motivation behind the behaviors.
So we have lots of resources on our channel for everything. So if you want to know what the definition of TI is versus TE, if you want a video on every one of the 16 types, if you want a video on basically all the things.
All the things.
Go
binge watch.
But just to give you a brief definition of introverted thinking, not one more time, I'm going to be doing it lots of times, but
probably rest of forever.
Yes. But for this particular video, so introverted thinking is when you have your own logical system and logical framework that is internal and it's something for you. So it is retrospective, which means as you are encountering something, you need to take time to process it. It's also introspective, which means it's internal, not external. It's something that you own. It can present with lots of emotions and feelings. The end.
Perfect.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about behaviors in lead TI users. I am a INFJ, so I have TI, introverted thinking, in my third position, my child position. So I'm a little bit in awe of the TI heroes, but TI heroes are ISTPs and INTPs, which means the biggest part of their identity, according to the hero function, we have a video on the cognitive stack, so go watch that as well. Lots to watch. So it is the function that makes up the majority of your identity. It is the thing that, as you are a child, again, assuming normal type development, that is the function that you grow into first, and it's the one that you want to rely on the most. So introverted thinkers go through life saying, life must make sense to my internal understanding. It's got to make sense to my logical framework. They prefer to have all of their information like kind of neatly placed in front of them, and then they just like slice through it, and they're like, okay, I like this part and this part and this part, and this is mine. Or they'll say, this part is wrong, this part of this argument is wrong, throw it out. Go away. You're inaccurate, you're invalid. And they're the best at coming up with things that make sense to them. It was pointed out to me by my ISTP friend today that applying TI can also be to creative projects that make logical sense to you. So like he was giving the example of his clothing that he would want to alter, or to a creative project. You would do it in a way that makes sense to you. So hero function, that is the thing that they are best at. They are very good arguers. They're very good at finding the flaws in your arguments. That is the hero introverted thinking. So behaviors of the hero TI, the typical behaviors, like I said, is they're very good at arguing. So you'll find them often doing just that, or processing. So they'll be logicking their way through something in their mind that they are trying to figure out. One of the struggles, or there are a couple struggles with the hero TI. So this is a big misconception. People assume that if you have a hero function or your dominant function, this is a naturally good function, and that's just not true. So one of the complexes you can have is you can have heroic inflation, and this is when you start relying on your dominant function too much, and it can start to impact other areas of your life, because unfortunately, as much as we would like to, you can't use your introverted thinking for everything. You can't use it for matters of love, for instance, or grief, or it's probably not the best thing to do when you're trying to work out a inner type relationship problem. So there are other functions that you have to learn how to rely on.
Mm-hmm.
Heroic inflation is when you start believing in your own evaluations, in your own logical systems so much that you start to believe that nobody else is valid but yourself. Mm-hmm. And that is a big time struggle.
It's a hard place to be. That's not, do you want me to think of?
Yeah.
Pause. Do you want me to think of examples for every single one that you're talking about? I don't think we did that yesterday.
No, but you can.
Okay. I don't have an example yet. I was just going to talk and see what came out. It's typically what I do.
I know.
Yeah. So no example. Keep going.
Something else with the hero function is because they understand so much nuance. They understand all of these logical fallacies that can be presented, even if they've never had formal logical training. So they're really, really, really good at pulling other people's ideas out and pulling them all apart. But again, that can also present a struggle in that you can become too analytical and too critical of others, and it can make it not super friendly for everybody that you're around. I personally adore INTPs and ISTPs. I think that they're some of my favorite people to talk to, but they have told me that they do struggle with their relationships because of this. Because what society doesn't understand about ISTPs and INTPs is that they love playing with ideas. And that looks very aggressive to some people who don't really understand it. So the way that you can fix that is to not rely on that hero function too much. It's a little bit of a challenge for you sometimes. Society needs a healthy hero introverted thinking because INTPs and ISTPs, your logical systems keep the rest of us sane. They make sure that all of the ideas are perfect. You go through, you find all the logical fallacies, and then you present better ways and better understandings of the world, and that is valuable. I think INTPs and ISTPs are freaking fascinating to talk to because of that, and sometimes even that becomes a negative for them because they say, people only talk to me for my ideas and they don't want anything else. However, you are really good at it. You just can't let it get super inflated.
So my little section here on some personal growth, self-love, all that would be to, well, yes, you guys are great at poking holes and finding the flaws in ideas, which is, like Jessie said, super valuable, especially in certain situations. Even with the people that you love, like poking holes can be kind of your love language to them, saying like, I love you enough to tell you that your idea is wrong and it's not going to work. So while that is, again, invaluable and amazing, I would also encourage you to be able to open your eyes up to a little bit of the bigger picture, which I know is incredibly difficult. I know. But if you can, please just try. You do have 2 extroverted functions, no matter who you are. You do have 2 extroverted functions within your stack. And my encouragement would be to lean into that uncomfortable, just get a little uncomfortable, I guess. Get out of your head for just a second, because again, staying in your hero is comfortable and usually is a very positive experience. But if you're kind of stuck there, too much of any good thing is a bad thing. So, yeah, so just kind of open your eyes up a little bit. Don't miss the big picture either. Don't miss, if someone's trying to brainstorm with you or wants to tell you some of their plans, or if it's a loved one and they're just wanting to open up about something and their details don't line up perfectly or anything like that. Don't automatically write them off because of that. Just realize that that other people...
I'm laughing because that's my life. I do that every day.
This is where I'm getting it from. But yeah, so
I hear you guys, but please listen to her.
Yeah.
Like, I hear you. I know your struggles. I talk to many of you about your struggles, and I love you guys, but she's right. Like, and I've actually argued against her on your behalf before, but at the end of the day, to be a healthy human, living inside your own echo chamber is just not where you want to be.
And that's really the point here, is like it's understanding these functions, and it's grabbing the language, as we always say, that we are trying to give you all, to open up that communication with those around you and to understand others and yourself better. But yeah, part of that is definitely focusing inward, and which you guys are good at, and growing as a human being, becoming the best you that you can be. And part of that is making yourself a little uncomfortable from time to time.
Because being human is hard.
And this should hopefully make it a little bit easier.
Thank you so much for watching. If you are new to Typecast Hero, please go over to our channel and check out all of the resources we have for all 16 types. All 16 types have their own playlist.
Yep. There's function videos, beginner videos, all the things. There will be so much more. So subscribe while you're here so that you can keep following us along. And if you don't know about Typecast Heroes, this is the very first video that you've ever seen, welcome, and go watch Welcome to Typecast Heroes, where we go in depth about the project
and give
who
grace.
We are. Yes, give so much grace, because you guys are gonna poke so many holes in that video.
And
we could have done better. You did not hold back.
You did let us have it when that video first came out in May 2020.
Yeah, it was so yeah, just give some grace, you know. And then there's also a project update from July 2020 that we just released. So go watch that as well for an update.
God.
We're still in July, right?
Well, we are, but when this is released, it'll be...
Oh yeah, who knows when this is going to be. I wonder.
This is a fun little deviation we just took.
All right, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We love y'all, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Let's gather around the type fire and sing our type fire song. Our MBTITYPOLOGY song. And if you feel uncomfortable, then know there's nothing wrong.